Okay, so this is the second session of this thing that I started called Revolution Live. And no one is here yet. Only people watching this broadcast after the fact can actually hear what I'm saying now. So this is for you guys. I will say some technical stuff maybe to begin with. Um, So they told me, some people told me that if I want to be heard well, I should put the microphone nearer to my mouth. So here I'm putting it here. I hope that this is better now. I hope that that now you can hear me better. Oh, there is a person here. If you want to write, if the sound is good, then this would be nice. So this is just a technical remark. Another remark. Hello, hello. Nice to see you here. Um, Sound is good. Great. Thank you very much. Um, Another remark is that I said this last time. I do not know what I'm doing. No one knows how to bring a revolution. Otherwise, the revolution would come already. I do not claim to know anything. I want to have a discussion. And yeah, I'm glad I didn't announce this time because this is I was triggered into this session. I will tell more about this later. Um, so as I said, I don't know. I don't know. One of the basic principles that I try to operate according to is that I don't know. I want to have a discussion about how to bring this a better world. And I think once people start saying, I know how to bring a better world and start imposing their own methods on others, then this is where problems start. When people told me, your definition of revolution is this and this and this in the comments on the last session, I don't have a definition for revolution. The only thing that I can truly say about revolution is that I don't know what the definition of a revolution is and how to bring it about. I do not know. I am honestly saying that I do not know. I can share my thoughts here. I do know that we need to do something. I do know that I need to do something. I do know that I've thought a lot and deeply about many, many subjects, and that when I speak about these subjects, people seem to want to listen to what I have to say. This is what I know. So I'm going to talk about these subjects. But I don't claim to know anything. And this is a discussion, as I said. And I welcome anyone to come and express your opinion about what should be done, what shouldn't be done. If you think I'm mistaken, okay, come and say that I'm mistaken. Please don't be nasty towards me. I don't like it when people are nasty towards me. I don't think I did anything that justifies this. As I said, all I want is for the world to be a better place for everyone, for every single living being in this world. So let me start by telling you what triggered this session. As I said yesterday that I want to do this every day. Will I be able to do this every day? I don't know. I don't know. It's a high bar to do this every day. I was thinking 1 hour every day at some random time. Sometimes I want to do it in the evening Palestine time, sometimes in the morning Palestine time, sometimes afternoon Palestine time, maybe sometimes middle of the night Palestine time. And if I do it in different times, then people can join from different places all around the world. And I do think that if we are talking about a true revolution, then a true revolution can only happen everywhere on Earth at the same time. It cannot happen only in Palestine. It cannot happen only against patriarchy. It cannot happen only against capitalism, or only against Zionism, or only against human supremacy, or only against any specific, supposedly specific system of oppression. I think because all systems of oppression are so interlinked. They all work in the same manner, in the same fashion. They are all part of a big system of oppression, of supremacy, of violence, of exploitation, of enslavement, and so forth and so on. Because these systems work together, because they are so intimately interlinked to each other, we cannot fight any of them separately. Maybe I will get to the point of intersectionalism later, maybe in this session, maybe tomorrow. Um, so we cannot fight them separately. What is the time difference between Palestine and the UK? I think it's about 2 hours. I think we are 2 hours ahead of you here in Palestine. Um, what was my point? Yes, so it can only happen all around the world at once. It can only happen when we fight the entire system at once. Okay, I don't think we can solve any specific problem. I truly don't believe that anymore. Okay, we can have progress, like specific progress in specific areas, but no revolution. I think it's all or nothing. I think this is something that we need to understand. Hello, everyone joining now. I see that there are a few more people, so wonderful. I'm glad. Um, how is your legal problem solved? I will say very little about this. It's not solved. It's not solved. I am still being persecuted. I believe that I'm being persecuted only for my political opinions and only for my political activism. I cannot say this, but it sucks. It sucks. It's horrible. It's making my life worse. And I hope to beat this as soon as possible. But this is what happens when you live in a fascist society. The system is used against you. And let's just say that all the systems all around the world are fascist systems, and all of them can and will be used against you if you dare to challenge this system. Um, Good morning from Turtle Island. Good afternoon. Good afternoon from occupied Palestine. Uh, I'm happy to see everyone here. And the last thing that I said, that all the systems are part of the same system, they will be used against you if you dare challenge them. This is kind of the point of my story. So I want to tell you a story that happened 2 hours ago. 2 hours ago, 2.5 hours ago. Okay. Hi from France. Uh, Hi from occupied Palestine. Um, so here is what happened. I will try to tell this story as matter of factly as I can, because it's going to be a very emotionally charged story, as you will see. I tend to get very emotional when I talk about these things, as some of you may know, but I'm trying to be calm now. I'm trying. Let's see if I succeed. So, this morning, my girlfriend and I woke up, and we got dressed, and we went to the beach in Haifa. There's like a boardwalk next to the beach in Haifa. Hey guys, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Please write some messages in the chat if you can hear me. I lost my connection. Yes. Oh, Manar. Hi. Nice to see you. Wonderful. So I'm going to close the door, I think. I think that was not the problem. Okay. You guys can hear me. I think this was a sign that I need to focus on just telling the story. I will tell the story. Oh, Alec is here as well. Hi. Wonderful. Okay, so I'll tell the story. So this morning, Tamar, my girlfriend, and I woke up, we got dressed, and we went to the beach in Haifa, to the boardwalk in Haifa, for a protest for animal liberation as part of a group called the Vegan North. Okay, so maybe some of my more loyal followers know that I had some altercations with this group. So specifically, on the 7th of October, in the evening of the 7th of October, after some of the magnitude of the attack by Hamas on Israel was being revealed, um, I had a huge argument with the people in this WhatsApp group. Um, they were they started behaving like victims. They said we are so sad about what's going on in Israel, and they didn't say a single word about what was already going on in Gaza, about the hundreds of people who were already murdered in Gaza by the evening of October 7th. I took offense to that. I said that this is problematic at the very least, and that we should care about everyone that is being murdered all around us. This is the position that I expressed, and of course, this sparked up a huge argument. At the end of which they didn't kick me out, but I left the group because I knew that I was not welcome in the group anymore because I cared too much about Palestinians and I wouldn't take the bullshit of Zionists, even when they are vegan and even when they are so called friends and even when they are allies in activism for animal rights. Specifically, there was this one guy there who sent me a private message, several private messages on WhatsApp, on Facebook, where he said things like, we should turn Gaza into a soap factory. And maybe some viewers here do not understand the meaning of saying this, the soap factory. So there is a story, I don't know how true it is, but it is a story that stuck, that the Nazis used to use the corpses of their murdered victims, their murdered Jewish victims in the Holocaust, to make soap bars. This is some horrific things, horrific thing that is like being told about what happened during the Holocaust. I do not know if this is true or to what extent this is true, but it doesn't matter. Because this guy wanted to tell me, I want to inflict a Holocaust on Gaza. I do not care if this means that I'm a Nazi. I just want to kill all Gazans. I want to exterminate all Gazans. This was the point that he was trying to make, and this obviously made me very upset. And this was the end of my association, specifically with this WhatsApp group. There were several discussions later on, where they said very nasty things about me and to me, some of the members of this group, based solely on the fact that I was talking on the behalf of Palestinians and against Zionism and against the state of Israel and calling to free Palestine. The animal rights versus the human rights debacle is just madness. Yes, it is madness. It is madness on both sides, okay? Because all I do is consistently oppose murder in a way that is unapologetic and uncompromising. All I do is try to say the truth in a way that is uncompromising. And I do it when I talk about the murder, subjugation, exploitation, enslavement, and oppression of humans, of human animals, animals of the type Homo sapiens, which I am also. And I do it when I speak against the exploitation, subjugation, enslavement, murder, oppression, abuse of animals of other kinds, non-human animals. I do the same thing. And when I oppose violence against Palestinians, for example, in a group where people are vegans but Zionists, I get a certain kind of treatment. And when I oppose the oppression of non human animals in a group where people are anti Zionist, I get the same kind of treatment. It's the same. It's the same. Please, what is the problem with just being against all oppression? With just being against all murder? With just being against all of this? I do not understand. I I never understood and I never will understand. I refuse to understand. I think refusing to understand this is a big part of being radical, is a big part of being revolutionary. I will not understand murder. I will not understand oppression, no matter who the victim is. Anyway, so today we went to a protest of the vegan North against the against the factories, the industry that exploits animals, non-human animals, that abuses non-human animals, calling for veganism. Because veganism is really just the very minimal step that you can take in opposing this Holocaust. And this was the first time that I saw all of these people after 7th of October of last year. Oh, it's not even last year. It's 2 years. Oh, wow. It's 2023, October of 20. So this was almost like this was 10 months, 15 months ago. 15 months ago. Okay. So this was the first time that I saw all these people. And I didn't talk to them. This was my plan. I will just come, take a sign, and stand with all the other people holding signs. The signs presented pictures of animals like chickens, like sheep, like cows, who are in loving situations, like a mother sheep with her child. Yay, not only are you anti-apartheid, you're also vegan. So I love that you love this, but the point is that I'm just against all oppression. This is, it's funny to me. It's funny to me that you need to be also this, and no, I'm just against all oppression. That's it. I identify oppression, I identify supremacy, I identify violence, I identify one group oppressing another group. I'm against this. This is so simple. So fucking simple. I identify murder, I'm against it. So fucking simple. In any case, yes, children. Yes, it is a very simple concept that children would understand, but we have shrouded it in excuses. Children do understand it. How many videos are running around the internet of children saying to their parents, "I don't want to eat this corpse of an animal. I don't want to do it. I don't. This is horrible. What? This is the corpse of an animal? I don't want to do it. I don't want to eat animals anymore." 3-year-old children understand this, but their minds are being warped by society. We talked about this yesterday. Okay, in any case, so we went to this protest. We just took signs and we stood next to the people holding the signs. Just stood, held the signs. This is all I did to begin with. Not more than 2 meters to my left was Gideon, the Nazi guy who told me that Gaza should be turned into a soap factory. But I ignored his presence. I was like, okay, I want to be active for non-human animals. I want to protect them. It does not matter if the people who are next to me are actual Nazis. It does not matter. Because it's very important to oppose oppression, period. This is what I told myself, and I still believe that. I still believe that this is what we should do. We should oppose oppression, period. I don't want to pick and choose who. I don't want to do it. If someone is opposing oppression, I will join them in opposing oppression. This is what we did. And everything was okay. People were having so we stood, we held signs, uh, uh, and the signs were my sign had chickens, a picture of chickens on it. The chickens are just walking around freely because some chickens are actually free, walking around freely in the grass, and the sign said each one of them is a world within itself, is an entire world within itself. Because there is an expression in Judaism, כל המציל נפש אחת, הציל עולם ומלואו. So, if someone saves one soul, they save an entire world. And I agree with this expression. I agree with it. I think that even helping one soul is meaningful within itself. It does not matter. It does not matter if you save the entire world. If you save one soul, if you help one person, if you help one living being, you did something that has inherent value. This is what I believe. Sounds like Gideon is a vegan except for Palestine. You will see that there is an asterisk on him being vegan as well. Let me say something about intersectionalism, and you will see this unfolding. I think if you support any form of oppression, then you support, in some sense, all forms of oppression. You cannot be against the patriarchy, but for capitalism. You cannot be against human supremacy, but for Zionism. You cannot do these things. You cannot pick and choose, because you can tell yourself that you are actually against some form of oppression, but support another form of oppression. But this virus is very, very dangerous, and once you have this virus of supporting supremacy and oppression, this virus will penetrate all of your psyche, all of your soul, and you will find yourself supporting the oppression that you supposedly object to as well. I will give you an example. Until November of 2023, I had a therapist. This therapist, I went to her because she was vegan, because she was writing articles in Haaretz newspaper. You know Haaretz news. Many of you probably heard about Haaretz newspaper. She was writing articles in Haaretz every single week about veganism, about animal liberation, from a point of view of a psychologist. She was using her psychological training and experience to write these articles. She was referring to it. But I got the impression that she was very radical when it comes to opposing the oppression of non-human animals. And indeed she was. Indeed she was. And this helped me. I was in therapy with her for over 2 years, and this helped me. And also, when I talked about how Zionism is a cult, and how I feel the persecution of this cult. This was before October 7th. For 2 years before October 7th, I was already talking about this extensively and already making comparisons between this and the persecution that I get from being vegan and the isolation that I feel on both fronts. She would agree with me. She agreed with me that Zionism was a cult. So I felt quite safe with her. There were a few cracks, a few things that felt a little bit off, but okay. Immediately after October 7th, she lost her mind completely. She became a full-on Zionist. Our 4 sessions that we had from October 7th until the session where I was like, okay, I'm not going to be your patient anymore. They were all just arguments about what was going on. Imagine going to therapy and telling about your hardships and what you are experiencing, and what you experience from your therapist is arguments. Imagine this. This is what happened to me with this therapist who I thought was on my side on all fronts. Why am I telling you this? Because I went to see what she is writing on Haaretz newspaper these days. She did not publish a single article about animal liberation for around a year. The last time that she wrote about animal liberation was when she expressed the position that this is not the time to talk about animal liberation because everyone here in Israel is grieving, everyone here in Israel are upset about the war, so forth and so on. So we shouldn't talk about it, and we should not be surprised when talking about this creates antagonism and when people object to us when we talk about this. So we should stop talking about this to respect their feelings. So, and then she started writing all kinds of bullshit articles about how to explain to children the situation, all kinds of liberal bullshit, self help, just bullshit, bullshit. She's not radical anymore. I think she lost like 50 IQ points. I don't know what happened to her. This is something that I cannot wrap my head around. This is like a case study that I use to like understand how the human psyche works. It's ironic that I use my therapist for this, but my ex-therapist for this. But this is what happens, and you can see now how someone who used to be, at least on the face of it, radical in her opposition to one form of oppression, because she is now in on the oppressive side in another form of oppression, it makes her be less radical uh, in the oppression that she supposedly does object to. That's heartbreaking. A lot of people are only truly liberational when it suits them. Yes, this is the thing. And I think that this implies that they are not truly liberational even when it suits them. Because you cannot be liberational only when it suits you. It's a contradiction. It's an oxymoron. It's a paradox. It's not something that has meaning, okay? You can only be liberational, period. This is the only thing that you can be. You cannot pick and choose when you are radical and when you are not radical, because that means that you are not truly radical. Anyway, so we went to this protest. I was holding a sign. When Gideon tried to, the Nazi, he tried to speak with me, I just ignored him. Then someone walked by and he said to us, "Wow, I really want to eat a steak." I think, like, on the list of phrases that I hate most in this world, the phrase, "I really want to eat a steak," when uttered by a carnist to a vegan trying to oppose the oppression of non-human animals, is definitely top 10, probably top 5, maybe top 1. It is horrible. I just... So he said this, he thinks he is funny, he starts laughing to himself and walks away. And in my mind, it's like, fuck. So I thought that what I wanted to... I decided that I'm going to... I decided that I'm going to yell something at him. So my first thought was, he said, I really want to eat a steak. To eat a steak, I thought what I should say is, "I really want you to die." But I didn't say this. What I did say, I censored myself. I remained calm, and I shouted, because he was already far away. I shouted, "I really want you to stop murdering." This is what I did. And then a few seconds went by, and people were talking. Did he hear? Did he hear what Alon said? Did he hear what Alon said? He definitely heard me. Then he looked back, and I gave him the middle finger with a smile, like this. This is what I did. Am I 100% proud of the middle finger part? I don't know. But I am proud that I did say something to him. I am proud that I did not let it, just be in the air. I am proud that I yelled at him. I didn't yell. I shouted so that he hears me. I am proud that I shouted, I really want you to stop murdering. This is something I'm very proud of. Um, and then, so my mind went to all kinds of places because I was seeing all the people around me just being completely indifferent, completely indifferent. We are standing there with signs. We are trying to protect non-human animals, and everyone who is walking there is just ignoring us. And some people stop to talk, and we have like a few people holding signs and a couple of people talking to people, having conversations with people, and they stop to talk, and they're just being passive aggressive, and they're just being dismissive, and they're just telling excuses, and it's also frustrating. Yesterday I got a comment that they said your definition of revolution does not include violence, and therefore it's problematic. First of all, I want to say about this, I don't have a definition for revolution. Second thing that I want to say is that I don't know. Okay, so let's say a few things about this, about using violence to obtain revolution, what this means, okay? First thing that I want to say is that I will never condemn those who are oppressed or those who are helping those who are oppressed against their oppression when they choose to use violence. I will never condemn this because I know that condemning violence is just cooperating with the oppressive system. I know this. I will never say anything about this. I will never. If you are oppressed and you arrived at the conclusion that using violence to end your oppression is the way forward, I cannot condemn you. I can only condemn your oppressors for bringing you to this situation. I can only do this. I will not say anything more explicit about this, but you can imagine what my opinion is. Just infer my opinion. I cannot say anything more explicit because I think that this might be dangerous to me. Okay. When I was at this protest and I saw people being indifferent, people who I know contributed to murder of innocent, defenseless, beautiful, non-human animals, cows, chickens, sheep, goats, ducks. I know these people contributed to the abuse, to the exploitation, to the oppression, to the murder of these animals. This morning, yesterday, every day of their lives, they did it. And they didn't bat an eye. And they walk across us when we are holding signs of the animals, of the same, presenting images of the same animals that they are oppressing, and they just don't fucking care. I have a rage building inside me. I started looking at these people walking by us, and I gave them the evil eye, the stank eye, like while I'm holding the sign of with a picture of chickens, which says each one of them is a world within itself. And I wish I could yell at all of them. I wish I could just do it. I sometimes wish I could do more. I sometimes wish I could do more to stop them. And the sad truth is that I cannot. This is a very sad truth, that I cannot stop them from murdering innocent, defenseless animals, whose lives are worth 100, 1,000 times the lives of those ugly people that I saw. Just ugly. If you make me choose between the life of a murderer and the life of their victim, I will choose the life of the victim, not the life of the murderer. Serial murderers who are proud of what they are doing and proudly say, I will continue to do it and I don't care about you asking me nicely to stop. But I felt the rage. I felt something that can be called hatred. I felt the desire to stop them with any means necessary. But I didn't. I just continued to stand there and hold the sign. And when this guy said, I really want to have a steak, I just told him, I really want you to stop murdering. And I just want to say it's the same feelings that I have towards Zionists. You know, I go on the train, and the train is full of soldiers wearing the disgusting olive green uniforms, holding weapons. I have the same rage towards them, the same kind of. It's just like it's frustration, it's despair, it's rage, it's hatred, it's also pity, because I know that their existence is very, very low, is very, very pathetic. But I don't care about them, I care about their victims. When it's Zionists, I care about their Palestinian victims. When it's Carnists, I care about the cows and chickens who are their victims. I do not condemn anyone who chooses to use violence to stop such oppression. I do not condemn it. I wish no one was violent. I wish no one was violent. I wish no one was violent. This is my true wish. I wish no one needed to be violent against anyone else. I wish no one was violent against anyone else. This is my true wish. This is my deepest wish, that all the violence stops. This is my deepest wish. It always has been and it always will be. So, I saw my peers in the protest talking, having conversations with Nazis, with carnists who are a kind of Nazis. And I saw them, like there was this one woman who was like, yeah, you're so cute. I love you guys. You're so cute. And it was obvious that she was just trying to shut my friend up when he was trying to tell her, please stop murdering, please stop oppressing. And this got on my nerves as well. And I was like, don't fall for her bullshit. Remember that she is a murderer and a Nazi. I was like, yes, I remember. But he's young, so I think he did fall for her bullshit. And then someone said, I don't remember exactly how the subject came up. Someone said, I think it was just a continuation of this. Maybe we should just say, are you vegan or do you support a Holocaust? And I was like, yes, say this. Start the conversation with this. Are you vegan or do you support the Holocaust? Because there's only two choices. Either you're vegan or you support a Holocaust. Because if you give money to the people committing the Holocaust, if you express the demand for the products of this Holocaust, you support the Holocaust. Being vegan means stopping to support the Holocaust of non-human animals. This is just what it means. And I was like, yeah, start a conversation like that. I was like, yeah, wonderful. And then they were like, no, I'm only kidding. This will not bring a productive discussion. And I was like, no, why not? Why not? Just say it. And they were like, no. And then they tried to encourage me to do it. They said, you want? Come do it, because they always laugh about how I'm the extreme one, you know? So what I did, at some point, I was convinced to go and do that. I gave my sign to someone else, and I was like, okay, I'll go and do it. And there was a group of teenagers. Two of them stopped and talked to another activist. And I went to the third one. There were a few others who went in different directions, and I went to a third one who stopped there. I walked up to him and asked him, are you a vegan or do you support the Holocaust? This is what I told him. And he said, neither. And I was like, no. If you are not vegan, you support the Holocaust. And he tried to bullshit me. Very quickly, it turned out that his family owns a dairy farm. That means his family, he comes from a family of slave owners. The slaves happen to be cows. They enslave, they exploit, they abuse those cows, they murder them en masse. And this is what I told him. And he tried to pretend as if they treat the cows very nicely and they love the cows and the cows are free and blah, 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 blah. I don't fall for this bullshit anymore after 15 years of activism against the Holocaust industries. I do not fall for this bullshit anymore. I know the facts. And the facts are that his family and himself are slave owners. I told him, you are a Nazi and a murderer. And he was like, no, 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 I'm not a Nazi, I'm not a murderer. But I continued to tell, so I challenged him. I was like, okay, what do you not forcibly impregnate cows? Do you not separate the calves from their mothers? Do you not keep the cows in captivity? Do you not take the calves and if they are male, kill them? Well, I challenged him. And very quickly, he just said, yes, I'm a Nazi and a murderer. What are you going to do to me? And I was like, please stop murdering. You're a Nazi and a murderer. Please stop murdering. Then he went on the offense. He was like, get away from me. Stop talking to me. I was like, no, I will not stop talking to you. You are a Nazi and a murderer, and I want you to stop murdering. And he was like, I'm going to call the police. If you don't go away, I will call the police. Because this is what fascists, this is what murderers, this is what Nazis do when they are on the strong side of the oppression. If they want to shut you up, and if they cannot shut you up with manipulation, they will shut you up with violence, with turning to authorities and activating the violent systems against you that protect their interests, not your interests. The police is there to protect the powerful. It's not there to protect the weak. It's there to protect the powerful. And this is why this guy told me, either you go away or I call the police. And I was like, no, I will not go away. You are a murderer and a Nazi, and I want you to stop murdering. And so I don't remember all the details of this interaction. It was quite intense. But within a few minutes, all the friends of this guy came over and they started yelling at me. And they started yelling at me because they all knew that what I was saying about this guy was true about them as well. And they started yelling at me and they started threatening to beat me up. And I was just standing there and I said, yes, you are a murderer as well. You are a murderer as well. You are a Nazi as well. You are a Nazi as well. Stop murdering. Stop murdering. Stop murdering. Stop murdering. This is what I said again and again and again. And seriously, I was just standing there. I think I had a smile on my face the whole time. I was like, yes, you are a Nazi. Please stop murdering. You are a murderer. Please stop murdering. This is and they became so fucking upset. It was amazing to see. They just became so violent, so aggressive. They were like they threatened to beat me up, but I knew that this was bullshit. So I didn't feel any, I didn't feel fear. So I just stood there and continued to say this. But the atmosphere got very, very heated, okay? Because there were a lot of people there threatening to beat me up, just for standing there and saying the truth that they are murderers and Nazis. And they also, yes, I triggered them very, very hard. It's very easy to trigger Nazis. You just say the truth that they are Nazis and then they get triggered. If you go to a Zionist and you tell them that they are Nazis, that they are murderers, you will see the triggering happening immediately. Immediately they will start threatening you. Immediately they will be aggressive towards you. Immediately they will say that they are going to call the police and so forth and so on. This was intense, but it was not highly surprising. I was not shocked by this. I was like, I looked at them. They wouldn't get upset unless it was true. No, they wouldn't get upset unless it was true. That's true. That's true. And it is true. So I just stood there. I stood my ground. At some point, I was like, okay, I finished with these guys, and I went back to holding the sign and to just doing what I did before. I think we should not equate the human rights of Palestinians to that of animals. Dogs and cats have been eating the bodies of murdered Palestinians in Gaza because it is instinctive for them. Jesus Christ, okay. I'm gonna deal with this bullshit. Okay. I'm sorry, but this is bullshit. All human beings are factually, biologically animals. I am an animal. I am an animal of the type mammal, of the type ape, of the type Homo sapiens. I'm an animal. This is just a biological fact. All Jews are animals, all Germans are animals, all Irish people are animals, all, I don't know, uh, 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 everyone, all humans are animals. Palestinians are also animals. What can I do? It's just a biological fact. We are all animals. All humans are animals. We are not separate from the animal kingdom. We are not. We are not. We are not. We are not. It's just a fact. We are not. I think you should not equate the human rights of Palestinians to that of animals. You know who else does not think that we should equate the rights of one group to the rights of another group? Zionists. They do not think that we should equate the human rights of Jews to the human rights of the terrorist Palestinians with their broken culture and blah 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 blah. Supremacists do not like it when you equate their rights to the rights of the ones that they are oppressing. They do not like it. They are triggered by it. I will continue to do it. Every living being has the same right to not be murdered. Every living being has the same right to not be oppressed. Every living being has the same right to freedom, to prosperity. Every single living being. Every single living being has the same right to live, to prosper, to be free. Every single living being. I'm sorry if that sounds extreme to you. I'm sorry if I'm too extremely against murder and oppression for your tastes. I think that you should look hard at yourself for why you are sounding like a Zionist now, for why you are sounding like a Nazi now. Maybe it's because you are coming from the same place. Yes, we are biologically animals, but not all animals have the same instincts. Yes, said the Zionists, Palestinians are humans too, but not all humans have the same culture. The culture of Palestinians is inferior. Their culture is a culture of death, and our culture is a culture of life, and therefore it is okay for us to kill them. Not all animals have the same instincts. Humans, we can think about what we are eating. Carnivorous animals do not. Okay, why don't you think about what you are eating there? Then think about what you are eating. See that what you are eating is corpses. You said that you weren't vegan. Think about what you are eating. What you are eating is corpses. What you are eating is products of exploitation, of oppression, of murder, of rape. Think about what you are eating and make the conscious. You are so conscious, right? You are so moral, right? You have morality. You have the power of thought. You can think about what you are doing. So think about what you are doing and stop being violent. Very simple, right? Very simple, right? Just stop being violent. Okay. This is all I have to say about this. I'm sorry. It's just bullshit. It's just bullshit. It's just the excuses that carnists have to justify the oppression and the violence that benefit them are the same as the excuses that Zionists have that justify in their minds the oppression and the violence that benefits them and that they support. It's the same as the excuses that chauvinists have, that male chauvinists have. It's the same as the excuses that homophobes have. It's the same. It's all excuses. You just want to continue feeling superior. You just want to continue enjoying the fruits of the system of supremacy and oppression that you are on the oppressive side of. You just want to continue doing this. You don't want to look at yourself. You don't want to be reflective. You don't want to make a change in your life. You don't want to go against the norm. So you choose to tell excuses. This is what Zionists do. If you are supposedly pro-Palestine, if you are supposedly anti-Zionist, if you are supposedly for freedom and justice, you cannot speak like this. Once you speak like this, you are on the side of oppression, you are on the side of injustice, you are on the side of violence, you are on the side of supremacy. And that makes you on the same side as Zionists. That puts you on the same side as Nazis. This is the meaning of this. Stop telling excuses. Stop telling excuses. Look sincerely about what you are doing. Look sincerely about at what you are saying. I will continue telling the story. So I went back and I continued to hold the sign. But Gideon was upset. Gideon was upset about me. Should I stop reading the comments so that I can continue telling the story? I love my 2 dogs with all my heart. They are not your dogs. They are not yours. No living being belongs to any other living being. They are not your dogs. They are dogs that you take care of, maybe, that you protect from the hostile world around you that humans created, the world that is hostile to any non-human animal. I have to feed them meat to survive. This is a question whether this is just scientifically true or not. If you look at the latest studies, scientific studies that were done, the serious studies suggest that this is not the fact. It's just not true. But okay, okay, this is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you. I'm talking about you paying people so that they murder cows and chickens for you. Anyway, I will continue the story. Gideon got upset. Gideon, the Nazi who said that Gaza should be turned into a soap factory, got upset by what I did. And he was like, "This guy always ruins everything." And he started sulking. And he went away. Of course, this is because he is against me because I'm anti-Zionist and he is a fascist. He is a Nazi. And he knows that I know that he is a Nazi, and he doesn't want to look at himself at the fact that he is a Nazi. So he has a political vendetta against me. So he got upset by what I did, even when I was doing what I did to defend animals, non-human animals that he pretends or claims to care about. So things became uncomfortable. Things became awkward. I'm used to this. I know this situation. I know that this happens. I know that whenever I push the boundary, that whenever I truly challenge the system, that whenever I speak the truth unapologetically and uncompromisingly, this happens. I know. I know that this happens. But I don't want it to make me stop telling the truth. I don't want it to dishearten me. I don't want it to make me weak and to subjugate myself to the system because of this. So Gideon went away and he was sulking. I continued to stand with the sign. Some of the other activists went to talk to him. I don't know what they were talking about. They were far away. He was sulking. About me being too vegan for his tastes, being too fiercely against carnism for his taste, for telling the Nazis that they are Nazis too much for his taste. So then another guy came to me and said, "Listen, if you don't come down, I will have to remove you from this action." I was like, "What? What do you mean? First of all, I'm calm. Second, who gave you the right to kick me out or to keep me? Who are you? Who are you?" He perceives himself as a kind of leader of this group. And he started he was talking to me in a way that is authoritative. He was using supposed arguments. He was saying, What you're doing is not pragmatic. What you're doing is problematic. I was like, no, you think it's not pragmatic. You think it's problematic. You think that is your opinion. That is not my opinion. I disagree with you. By the way, I think what I did was very, very effective. I know that these guys, it was a group of like 10 teenagers. I know that they will remember this experience for the rest of their lives. What I caused them to do was to admit, all of them said, we are murderers, we are Nazis, we admit it. First of all, this is one achievement that I had. The second achievement that I had is that they started acting violently, which I think that one of the ways that these systems of oppression preserve themselves is that they put the violence underground. So the systems are violent, and the servants of these systems commit violent acts, but these violent acts are hidden, and therefore the ones who are opposing the violent acts, they can be framed as the violent ones. And in this situation, I was just standing. I said that they are Nazis and murderers, and they started threatening me, and they started being violent. They started yelling. They started, going like this, and this took the violence from being hidden to being revealed. And I think that this is a great achievement as well. In any case, and another achievement that I think I got is that they will talk about this. They will talk about this experience with a lot of people now. These are 10 teenagers who will talk about this experience again and again and again for their entire lives. I'm sure that they will not forget it. I'm sure that it will continue to upset them for a long time. And I'm sure that they will talk about it to a lot of people. I think what I did was puncture the layers of defense that this system of oppression has. And I think that this was a worthwhile achievement. Other people may disagree with me. That's okay. Other people may think that what I did was not the pragmatic thing to do, and that's okay. But what's not okay is coming up to me and authoritatively saying, I am right about what's pragmatic, you are wrong about what's pragmatic. This is my space, and if you do not behave in the way that I deem to be correct, you will be removed from the space. This is, you might recognize this as Zionist behavior. This is fascist behavior. This is what fascists do. They think that they are the owners of the space, that they have the right to decide what is good, what is bad, what is right, what is wrong, what is pragmatic and what is not pragmatic. And they and if you do not succumb to what they say, they will start threatening you. In this sense, the vegan activist who came to me and tried to shut me up after I talked to these guys is the same as them. He's on the same side as them. It's the same kind of behavior. Okay, it's the same kind of behavior. It is the behavior of someone who thinks that they own the space, who thinks that they can decide the fate of others, who think that they can tell others what they should do. So one example is a very extreme example of people thinking that they can take the lives of cows, okay, and chickens. They can just kill them, and that this is fine, that they are so superior that they can decide if a cow lives or dies, if a chicken lives or dies. This is very extreme. But the guy who came to talk to me, Jesus Christ. I respect Alon's belief. My name is Alon, not Elon, Alon. But it's not a belief. It's not a belief. I don't believe that cows are being murdered in the billions, in the tens of billions. I don't believe that cows, chickens, pigs, sheep, goats, ducks, and so forth are being murdered in their billions, tens of billions, and hundreds of billions. I don't believe that. It's just a fact. I don't believe that they have a right to life, to prosperity, to freedom. I don't believe that any more than you believe that anyone else has the right to life, to freedom, and to prosperity. It's not a belief. I respect Alon's belief. I don't need your respect for my beliefs. I don't need your respect. I need you to stop murdering. I need you to stop oppressing. I need you to stop participating in the greatest Holocaust in the history of everything. This is what I need you to do. I don't want your respect. Your respect means nothing to me. What does mean to me, what is meaningful to me, is your actions. Do you murder or do you not murder? If you murder, then your respect means nothing to me. If you do not murder, then I don't need your respect anymore anyway, because you stopped murdering. This is it. I respect Alon's belief, but it is very problematic to equate the human rights of Palestinians or any other humans with the rights of animals. Why? Why? What are you basing this on? What are you basing this on? There is no way to justify this statement that is not based on human supremacy. And again, Zionists also think that it's problematic to equate the rights of Gazans with the rights of Jews. They think that it is problematic. When I say that the life of a Palestinian living in Gaza are worth the same to me as the life of a Jew living in Israel, they think that I'm crazy. And when I say that the life of a chicken is worth the same to me as my own life, most humans think that I am crazy. Again, there is no objective way to say that one life is worth more than another life. The only way to justify that one life is worth more than another life is a basic assumption of supremacy. And I do not want to come from assumptions of supremacy. I think that this is problematic. I think that this is problematic. Assumptions of supremacy are the problematic thing here. Look, 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 look. Look at all the energy that I need. I'm gonna rant. I'm gonna rant a little bit. All I want is for all murder to stop. All I want is for all of us to be together. All I want is for all of us to prosper together. All I want is for all the oppression and holocausts and violence to stop. This is all I want. This is all I ever wanted. Look at how much backlash I need to face. Look at how much ridicule, look at how much argumentation, look at all of this, look at all of this, look at all of this. It is exhausting, it is exhausting, it is exhausting, it is exhausting, it is exhausting. I'm fucking exhausted. I'm fucking exhausted. I just want all the violence to stop. And every moment of my life, I need to argue with people. I need to be the subject of their ridicule, of their humiliation, of their, they call me all kinds of names. You're gonna hear the story, the rest of the story soon, and you're gonna hear all the berating that I received by vegans, no less, because I was too vegan for their taste. I'm exhausted. I'm fucking exhausted. I'm fucking exhausted. Please, guys, I cannot do this on my own. We are very few. The people who are opposing all oppression and all violence, we are very, very few. We cannot have a revolution this way. No, we cannot. We cannot. If you are anti-Zionist, then you understand oppression. Then you understand that oppression is wrong. Then you supposedly want freedom. Please, if you do not want freedom for everyone, you do not want freedom for anyone. Until everyone is free, no one is free. Please understand that if you want to promote freedom for Palestine, but at the same time you are promoting the oppression and subjugation of others, for example, non-human animals, then you are not promoting the freedom of Palestine. You are not. I'm sorry. You're not. These are empty words. The revolution is only against the entire system of oppression. This is the only way that it will ever, ever work. Alon, I am sorry for what you are going through. Would you not consider living and fighting it from the outside? You are being victimized by their insanity and need the support of sane people. Yes? Outside what? Outside what? Outside the cult of Zionism? Yes, I can step outside the cult of Zionism. But can I step outside the cult of capitalism? Can I step outside the cult of patriarchy? Can I step outside the cult of human supremacy? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. These cults control the entire planet. And there are other cults that control the entire planet. The cult of militarism. They control the entire planet. You cannot escape it. You cannot escape it. If you think that you can escape, if you think that you can escape these things, you're wrong. I'm sorry, you're wrong. You cannot escape it. It's all around the planet. The only way forward is true revolution. This is the only way forward. We cannot be free until there is a revolution. We cannot be free until there is a revolution. You cannot escape it. This has taken over the entire planet. And sane people are few and far between. I am wondering, do Israelis get arrested if they say they are anti-Zionist? No, I say that I am anti-Zionist and I was not arrested yet. But if you challenge the system too much, you will get arrested. This is related to the continuation of my story. Okay, I will continue the story. Where was I? Okay, so this guy, I will just say his name, Nadav, came to me and said that he will kick me out if I don't come down. And I was like, by what authority? By what authority? I was like, okay, come at me, bro. Kick me out. And he was, and then when I did not succumb to his supposed invented authority, he started saying, "Oh, it's impossible to talk to you. It's impossible to talk to you. It's impossible to talk to you." He kept repeating this phrase. I don't think it's impossible to talk to me. I think it's very much possible to talk to me. I think I'm actually one of the people who it's most possible to talk to in the world. I think you can, if you try to really talk to me, you will see that I'm very much willing to have an actual conversation. What I'm not willing to do is succumb to invented authority. What I'm not willing to do is when someone comes to me and says, "If you don't follow my rules, I will kick you out." What I'm not willing to do is follow the rules. This I do not want to do. I do not want to follow the rules of people who think that they can make the rules. I do not want to follow the rules of people who say, "I abuse cows, I murder cows, and I am fine with this. And if you do not leave me alone, I will call the police." I do not want to follow their rules. I want to continue to call them murderers and Nazis. And I do not want to follow the rules of a supposed activist for animal rights who says to me, "If you do not calm down, I will kick you out." I do not want to follow his rules. I do not want to follow anyone's rules. I follow my own rules. You know why? Because I thought deep and hard about my own rules. And you know what? I don't even follow my own rules. Because past alone can also be a fascist to present alone. And I can do whatever the fuck I want. I can do whatever the fuck I want. There are no rules. There are no rules. You want to be truly radical? There are no rules. What does that? Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Who the fuck cares? Who the fuck cares? No rules. There are no rules. I have a desire for a world without violence. I have a desire for a world with freedom. I have a desire. I just clicked and that was the first thing that I saw. Wonderful that I did it then, right? Wonderful that I didn't follow my own rule. To be rational, to make sense. Cheers. We can only bring a revolution if we do not make sense. We can only bring a revolution if we do not make sense. Making sense is a tool that the system uses against us. Sense is a tool that the system uses against us. It makes no sense to go against the norms of your own society. It makes zero sense. It is not something that helps you to go against the norms of your own society. It is not something that helps you to be against violence. It is not something that helps you to be against oppression. You will be cast out. You will lose. You will lose. It does not make sense. If we want a revolution, we cannot make sense. We can make sense to ourselves. That's fine. But don't be too hung up on that either. Okay. So, in any case, what happened was that I did not succumb to the demands of Nadav, who wanted me to calm down. You are not alone. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Sometimes I feel very much alone. Sometimes I feel very lonely. But you know what? The fact that there are 50 people here who are engaging with me and listening to what I have to say and writing to me and in having a true discussion with me, that helps. That helps me feel less lonely. Anyway. So Nadav started saying, we want you to calm down. We don't want you to do this. We don't want you to do this. And I was like, what do you mean by we? I see only one person in front of me. And then he was like, we, the group. So I'm like, do you speak in the behalf of all the group? Who appointed you the speaker of the entire group? And then more people started being against me. And it turned to me being kind of like so. Oh, and also Gideon was on the side all the time. He didn't speak to me directly, but he was yelling. He was yelling like, "This guy is a narcissist. He ruins everything. You gotta kick him out. You gotta kick him out. You gotta kick." He sounded like that. I swear to you, he sounded like that. He was going like this to me for, I don't know, half an hour, while Nadav was speaking to me. If you do not calm down, I will have to kick you out. If you do not calm down, I will have to kick you out. And I saw the system working. This is something that I experienced many times. I want to start wrapping things up. The ending was that I realized that I was not welcome. They wrapped things up. They finished the action. They blamed me for ruining everything. Oh, at some point the police came. And they said that some people came to them and complained that the douches who threatened to beat me up said that I attacked them. They went to the police and they said that I attacked them. How fucking surprising. Free Palestine, Mary. Free Palestine. You know who else lives in Palestine? Other than humans? Also cows and chickens and sheep and goats and ducks and deers. All kinds of animals live in Palestine. If we want to free Palestine, the children of Palestine are not just humans. The children of Palestine are all animals that live in Palestine, who were born in Palestine. If we want to free Palestine, we also need to free all non-human animals who live in Palestine. Palestine is the name of an area. The children of I am a child of Palestine. And all non-human animals who were born in Palestine are also children of Palestine. If we want to free Palestine, we need to free all of them. And if we continue to eating Palestinian cows, then this is not an act of freedom for Palestine. I'm sorry. It's not. Standing up and having ethics can often cause others to feel alienated because it points out their own failings. Yes. When you speak the truth, then sometimes the truth is unpleasant for some to look at. But this is no reason to not speak the truth. If anything, it's a reason to speak the truth more, to speak the truth more loudly, to speak the truth more directly. I hadn't thought of all the animals facing extinction in Palestine. You know what? How many human victims were of the bombings of Gaza? At least 45,000, right? But we stopped counting. It's probably somewhere between 200,000 and 300,000. This is my best estimate. And this is atrocious, 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 atrocious. This is horrible. But there are also non human victims of the bombings in Gaza. How many of them are there? No one is even trying to count. It's probably, I don't know, hundreds of thousands, millions now? I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea. Vegans who support the bombing of Gaza also support the bombing of non-human animals. Are these animals Hamas? Are cows and sheep and donkeys and cats and dogs Hamas operatives? But vegans who are Zionists also support the bombing of these animals, and they also blame Hamas for this. Which shows you how when you supposedly oppose one form of oppression but support another form of oppression, then you don't even oppose the oppression that you supposedly oppose. What about dogs and cats and other animals who require meat to survive? If an animal actually requires meat to survive, then I don't talk about them. But you, Mary, do you require meat to survive? Do you require meat to survive? No. No, you do not. You do not. Therefore, you speaking about other animals is just a form of distraction. And you know who's a master of distraction? Zionists. You know who's another master of distraction? Carnists, like you. Many Palestinians also eat meat. Yes, many Palestinians eat meat. And this is a problem. This makes the Palestinians murderers. Some Palestinians are not perfect. Wow, what a revelation! What a revelation that you being a good person or not a good person, whatever this means, and it doesn't mean anything, but never mind. You doing good actions and not doing good actions is unrelated to the fact of whether you're Palestinian or Jewish or German or Irish or I don't know, Kenyan or whatever. It does not matter. Anyone can do bad actions, anyone can do good actions. And killing defenseless, innocent animals is a bad action. And Palestinians can also do bad actions. Wow, what a revelation. And when Palestinians kill a cow and eat the corpse of the cow, I will be against the Palestinian in this context. But when a Zionist soldier comes to Gaza and tries to kill the Palestinian, I will be against the Zionist and for the Palestinian in this context. In every single context where there is a victim and a victimizer, I am on the side of the victim. I am on the side of the one being oppressed. I am on the side of the one who is experiencing the violence in every single context. If a Palestinian man beats up his Palestinian wife, then I will be on the side of the wife. It does not matter that this guy is Palestinian. He can still be a male chauvinist. He can still be violent. I don't understand this line of reasoning. I should be for murderers because they are oppressed. Okay, this line of reasoning, Zionists also love this line of reasoning. We are being oppressed by anti-Semitism all over the world. We are the victims of the Holocaust. We are always persecuted. We have been persecuted for thousands of years. And this justifies that we persecute the Palestinians and oppress the Palestinians. Zionists love this line of argumentation. They love playing the victim. And yes, Jews are the victims of a lot of oppression throughout history. Does this justify them coming and killing and stealing? No, right? No. You would agree to this, right? So again, the fact that a Palestinian person is being oppressed by Zionism does not give them a right to oppress non-human animals. Just very simple, very simple. They would be insulted about the equation of them and other animals. Okay, and Zionists are also insulted when I equate them with Palestinians. And Nazis would also be insulted if I equate them with Jews. Okay? Just because someone is insulted by something doesn't mean that it's not true and doesn't mean that it does not need to be said. I don't think that I'm superior to anyone else. Just because it says Jewish on my identity card, I don't think it makes me superior to other people, and specifically to Palestinians. Just because I am biologically Homo sapiens doesn't mean, in my opinion, that I am superior to anyone else, even if they are chickens or cows or pigs or whatever. I am not insulted by this by comparing me to any other animal. And if I were insulted, it would mean absolutely nothing. It would just expose my own sense of superiority. So the police came and said that we should behave. So the Nazi bastards went to the police and were playing the victim, even though they threatened to be violent towards me, even though all I did was stand there and tell them the truth. They behaved as if they were the victims. And they went and they cried to the police. They told on me. They went to the teacher and they told on me. How pathetic. How pathetic. So the police came and tried to police us and tried to cause us to stop the demonstration. And Nadav listened to them. He wrapped things up because he was scared of the police, because he wants to cooperate with the police so that we can continue doing the impotent things that we are doing, so that we can continue to ask people nicely to stop murdering and for them to smile at us and say, oh, you're amazing, yes, 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 and then go and continue to murder. And this brings me to the main point that I want to get out of this story. If the system does not care about what you are doing, then probably you are not challenging the system. If you are nice about oppression, then probably you're not being effective. If you are afraid of what the system will do to you, so you keep your actions within a certain boundary that the system defined, then you are cooperating with the system. You're not going against the system. And if you are vegan, but and you call yourself an activist, but all you do is ask people nicely to stop murdering and not challenge them and not use triggering expressions like Holocaust and Nazis, then you're just cooperating with this system. I'm sorry, you're just cooperating with this system. I agree about valuing non-human animals highly. Even still, I find myself trying to find rationalizations for weighing them less than humans. Thank you for being honest. Thank you for being honest. And I think that we should look at ourselves honestly and see why we are trying to find rationalizations for weighing the lives of other animals less than the lives of humans. Does it happen to have any connection to the random fact that we are part of this group called humans? Is it similar to Zionists trying to find rationalizations for valuing the lives of Palestinians less than the lives of Jews? Is it similar? Do we need to continue trying to find rationalizations, or do we just need to say, oh, maybe I shouldn't try to find rationalizations? Maybe we should just let go of our feeling of supremacy, of our assumption of supremacy. Maybe we should let go of this. And I think, yes, the first step in this is admitting that we are just grasping at straws and trying to find rationalizations for something that cannot be objectively true. It cannot be objectively true. It cannot. From the point of view of the cow, the life of the cow is worth infinitely more than your life. Just obviously, right? Try to imagine if you were the cow who is now being dragged to slaughter. Would you care about the people paying money to the people taking you to slaughter? Would you say that their lives are worth more? Yes, their life. I understand their lives are worth more than my life, and therefore it's okay what they're doing. Would you think that? Obviously not, right? Obviously not. So it cannot be objectively true that your life is worth more than the life of this cow, right? Because from the subjective point of view of this cow, their lives are worth more than your life. From your subjective point of view, you might think that your life is worth more than the lives of the cow. But from an objective point of view, no life is worth more than any other life. It's as simple as that. So, this experience of me pushing the boundaries and crossing the lines and going against the grain and being a bad boy just because I say the truth, just because I am unapologetic about it, just because I am uncompromising about it, and experiencing so much backlash from this again and again and again, all the time from people who are supposedly on my side. Well, this is the same experience that I had in the anti-Zionist WhatsApp group, where I stood up for the rights of animals to live against their murderers. Some guy, Palestinian guy, said, "I murder chickens and I'm proud of it," and I was like, "What? No, it's not okay to murder chickens, even though you're Palestinian. Being Palestinian does not give you the right to murder chickens." And I stood my ground and I was unapologetic about it. And I got kicked out of this WhatsApp group. And now they call me crazy and they think that I'm, problematic and blah 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 blah. I experienced this maybe thousands of times in my life, more and more and more. And this is what I realized, that the more I stand my ground, the more I do not succumb to the system trying to police the way that I speak and behave, the more I get this backlash. And this backlash is only the result of me not cooperating with the system trying to police the way that I behave. I've been talking for over an hour and a half. Tomorrow I will do another session, okay? All your questions will eventually be answered. I see that this is good, that I need to continue to do this. But I will just leave you with this. Please, if you want to be truly radical, do not take into consideration what the system wants you to do. If the system wants you to behave in a certain way, then this is not a sign that you shouldn't behave in this way, but if anything, it is a clear sign that you should consider even more strongly behaving in this way. The system opposes behaviors that endanger the system. And if you are doing something and the system goes, no, stop doing it. And the system uses a lot of agents to shame you into behaving in the correct way. And those agents might be your friends. Those agents might be your family. Those agents might be your fellow activists. Do not listen to them. Do not listen to them when they speak the words of the system that try to police the way that you behave, to police the way that you speak, to police the way that you express your own truth. Please do not listen to them. Please only listen to your own hearts. Please only listen to your own minds. Please be honest with yourself. And after being honest with yourself and arriving at the conclusions that are the result of being honest with yourselves and being connected to yourselves, be honest with the surroundings and see what happens. And see what happens. Yes, there will be a price to pay. Yes, there will be a price to pay. You will lose some stuff, but you will also gain a lot. You will gain your own sanity. You will gain your own honesty. You will gain being connected to yourself. You will gain being at peace with yourself. This is what I'm gaining right now because I do not shut up, because I do not censor myself. Stay radical. Stay radical. Yes, I agree. Stay radical, guys. Stay radical. See you tomorrow. Bye bye. Peace and justice for all. We oppose all violence. We oppose all oppression. Bye, guys.